Welcome to the Setbreaker podcast, and today we got a lot of things to talk about, okay? So let's get right into it. Look, Rihanna, everybody's saying how amazing it is that she was dancing pregnant, and I get it. She was Preggo. She hit it well. Nobody really knew, but and they're like, oh my gosh, she danced so amazing. She was so beautiful. Rihanna, her dancing, so good. But look, you want to know who the real MVPs are for that performance? The background dancers. They made her look like she was doing way more than she was actually doing, okay? Because all these background dancers are on the back going like, moving like crazy. And then she's just like, under my umbrella, Ella. She's doing 1 out of 100 moves for every background dancer. She's just chilling. She's just doing her thing. I think the most work I saw her do was kick her foot kind of to the side. And you know what? For a pregnant lady, amazing. But let's be real here. The background dancers made it crazy looking, okay? And here's the second MVP, 2 MVPs of that performance. The second MVP is the platform, okay? That platform that was just moving her up and down everywhere made her seem like she floats, made her seem like she had some Naruto water walking powers or something, man. I thought she had some chakras just flowing from within her body and that she unlocked the 8th gate like Rock Lee. It was beautiful. Okay, so here's the thing that people forget all the time, man. That there's the main character, there's always the main person, but without the background, without the platform, or you know the way that the people set up the territory. Well, not the territory, but the way they set up the, you know, like the scenario, all that stuff, adding the beauty to it, the aesthetics. It would not be what it will be. The main character cannot be the main character without the side characters. Okay. There is no, look, a main quest is not as fun without a side quest, all right? There is no yin without the yang. There's no, look, can you eat just a steak without the mashed potatoes? Yeah, sure, but is it going to be as good? No. You pair you have to pair a steak with garlic mashed potatoes. And it's just, it makes it so amazing and beautiful. That's what you need. That's what you need in this life. So, again, Rihanna, fantastic job. I've had a crush on you for years, ever since I was a little kid. I was in high school, and then you came out with Umbrella. I was like, I would love to be under your umbrella, Ella, eh. I never forgot that music video. All that, like, I think there was like black ink or rain or something flying around, and she had that hair all slicked down and just that beautiful kind of gothic looking carousel looking sexiness about her. And man, never forgot, man. Never forget Rihanna 2003, I think 2004, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, give the background dancers credit, okay, guys, the people that are tweeting, don't forget that. Never forget that. So some of you are probably wondering, if you're watching this, why is Mike wearing glasses? Okay. Some of you are wondering why I'm wearing glasses. I'm wearing glasses because I have a little bit of a sty forming in my left eye, and I caught it early on. So I stopped wearing contacts. I'm probably going to stop wearing it for like another couple days just to be safe, so that it doesn't swell up. Because last time I put on contacts because I wanted to look cool and didn't want to wear glasses, the contacts irritated the eye, and then it made it swell up and be all nasty looking, just, and then my eye swole shut, and then I had to do another 2 weeks extra without the glasses. So short-term pain, long-term gain, sacrifice, short-term. That's all that matters, right? And I got real good at it because I've gotten a sty a lot of times over the years, man. Like once a year for 3 or 4 years in a row, I think. And the worst one I got was the worst time. The biggest eye infection, eye sty I got was a couple years ago, right? I was at my friend's house. We're not friends anymore. Doesn't matter. And I was at his house, and then he had a little puppy dog, okay? And his little puppy, it was like 6 months old or something. He licked his father's dick, like his dad dog's dick, right? Another dog's pee-pee after he took a piss. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay. It's whatever. And then the puppy rushed over to me while I was laying on the floor. I was laying on the floor. I was doing some yoga. And then he proceeded to lick my face, my mouth, and I went, and I knew that he just licked its father's dick, but that just peed. But I was like, you know what? It's too cute. So I just let it do it. And I was like, and it was licking my face, and it licked my eye, and I was like, that's probably not good. And then the next day, it swelled up so big. My left eye swelled so big, it started to press against my glasses, and it was pushing my glasses off my face. It looked like I got, like, you know, Will Smith in the movie Hitch, where he had like a shellfish allergy, and then he ate the fit, and then his face swelled. Yeah, it was like that, except on my one eye. That's what happened. And you know, you thought I would have learned a lesson from that, but I still let dogs lick my face because they're too adorable, man. It's like, you know, they give me the love I never got from my parents growing up, so it makes me feel really happy. I love dogs. They're great. And I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to give. I begged my parents. I was like, please let me have a dog. I will get rid of all my video games. And they were like, no, we don't have room, huh? We don't have a space, huh? And it hit me. And okay, not after that, but they did hit me for other stuff. But they all had dogs. My mom had dogs. My dad had dogs. And they just never gave me a dog. And I think that's why I ended up doing drugs, because I didn't get love, you know, in the way that I wanted as a Korean American kid, second generation, whose parents are immigrants and still cold-blooded individuals. But yeah, I know if I had that dog, I would have been much more loving individual. I wouldn't have been as angry, and I wouldn't have developed a video game addiction to nearly as bad as what it became. Like, I was playing video games for 13 to 15 hours on certain days. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't eat. I'd be looking dehydrated and starving, like I'm in a desert, like like that. But I'd be playing the video game with a headache, with my head hunched over, just, I have to finish. I have to beat the boss. And it was just a bad habit. But I quit. I quit playing. What's that one song? Bad Habit. I don't know. I took a couple notes that are things I want to talk about right now. What do I want to talk about right now? Ooh, here's something new, guys. I have been taking dance lessons for the last 5 weeks. Now, a lot of you don't know this, but my biggest fear in my life, one of my biggest fears ever, is dancing. And people don't believe me when I tell them this, because they're like, oh, you're a stand-up comedian. You can tell jokes on stage and talk in front of all kinds of people, but you're afraid of dancing? No way. Yes way. Even when I two-step, I'm acting like confident, but I'm thinking in my head, I look stupid. There's no way people believe that I got rhythm. And I'm thinking that the whole time I'm doing a two-step at the bar, at a club, whatever. I'm pretending, at a wedding. I'm not having fun. I'm pretending to have fun. I'm miserable. I have a smile on my face, but I'm dying on the inside. Okay, on the outside, hey, ha, ha. On the inside, like I turn into one of those, you know, the girls in the movies that saw something crazy happen, like maybe a family member get murdered, and then they sit holding their knees in a shower, and the shower hits the back of their head. That's what it feels like when I do a two-step. Literally, that's what it feels like. Okay, so I decided for 2023, this year, I'm gonna face my biggest fears. Okay, throwback to when I was all about growth and I just wanted to improve, and dancing. And you know what? The first class, so every class you take, it's hip hop choreo, by the way. So every class you have an hour to learn a new choreo that the teacher teaches you, and then the last 15 minutes you have to perform multiple times in front of the other students. And that would terrify me. Okay, that's when I would get really bad. All right, I would think I was doing okay, like my first class. I thought I did all right, and then they're like, all right, now half of you sit down, half of you get up. Mike, get up there, dance. And I'm starting to dance. I forgot over 50% of the moves, and there's girls looking at me, and I'm like, oh my god. I turn into a high school kid. Like, the girls looking at me, I get scared, I get dumb, blank, right? Then the second class, I remembered about 70% of the dance moves, and I got a little bit less nervous. Third class, about 80. Now, fifth class, I remembered all the choreo. Now, is it perfect? Am I stiff? I'm stiff. It's not perfect, but I'm having less fear. I'm moving around a lot more in life. I'm not as afraid. So that's why taking those dance classes is really changing my life, because I kept focusing in the last 4.5 years since going all in with comedy. I was only focusing on getting funnier and better with stand-up and doing the social media stuff and some acting here and there. But I wasn't so focused on growing overall as an individual. Really, I was just focused on like a one-track mind to get better. And I started to get really sad, and I started to feel kind of helpless, and just like a zombie walking through life. Then that's how I came to the idea of, all right, it's time to grow in other areas. And it's really cool to see myself get better at something that isn't tied in with stand-up, isn't tied in with career. It's simply just because I wanted to face a fear. I want to get better at it. And I'm actually enjoying it. Like, my body's loosening up. The first day I did it, man, I couldn't move my left leg that well. My legs felt like they had like Rock Lee weights on it, like 12-pound weights. And then they were always at least half a second behind the rhythm. And I couldn't figure it out, but it's just because the mind-body connection wasn't there. I just wasn't used to moving my legs like that because I got chicken legs and small calves. It's genetics, right? But now it feels a lot more natural. And I'm looking at the videos because the teacher, he records every class, right, whenever we do the performance. And it's a huge improvement. And I'm not just the one that's saying this, okay? I'm not the one that's blowing smoke up my own ass. My homies told me this. And some of them are dancers. And when they watch it, they laugh because they think it's adorable because I dance like a little child. But you know what, man? I'm getting better. And shout out to AJ for telling me that I've improved. But you know what? And Chris Manga, he's the homie. But yeah, man, it's just, whenever we're pursuing things, we can't forget to think about other things in our life. Like, I get we want to do the Mamba mentality and just the one thing, blah, blah, all the time. But he had other goals. He had a reason for what he was doing, the rings, the championship rings. And he knew that he had to sacrifice time away from his family, but he was going to go back to his family. And he did. He focused way more, even more after that. And then the children's books and just really giving back even more. And I think that's kind of what we got to do in life too, except not everybody's Kobe. I'm not Kobe. Right. And I really was hyper focused on just the comedy stuff for the last 4.5 years. And, now I'm working on relationships with, other family members. And I'm becoming more of a full breadth individual. Right. I feel like I am more human now. And it's making me enjoy whatever time I have left on this earth while I'm trying to, I'm striving to be better with my comedy, trying to be funnier and trying to just like develop this skill. And doing my best to not get so much envy and get caught in the comparison trap, which it diminishes everything I've done up to this point when I compare to other people, even if they've been doing it twice as long, 3 times as long, 4 times as long as me. Like, we all get caught up in these things. And, life, we're naturally, as humans, we compare a lot, but we have to just kind of, redefine for ourselves what joy means. And a lot of times it just kind of just means being happy with whatever time we have on this earth while facing challenges and seeing what our human potential is, okay? So it doesn't matter if you're an accountant or if you're a lawyer. I'm naming a bunch of Asian stereotypical jobs, but dentist, still same thing. Or electrician, plumber. Those are all respectable careers that just, that you can master and that you give back to society. And then it's something to be proud of. And then you can, that helps you provide for your family and your friends, whatever. So, I'm 33 and a half now. And I say a half because I'm getting closer to 34, getting closer to my mid 30s and just a little over 5 years away from 40, which is middle age, which is crazy because I just feel like I just started life, at 29. And it can get scary at times thinking about it, but it's been a very fulfilling last 4.5 years, and I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful for whoever's watching this podcast. And I know I didn't post for 5 weeks, and I said I'd post again. I said I'd post every week, but I don't know, man. I was just getting stuck in my head and trying to find the perfect guest and all this BS. And I'm gonna these solo podcasts feel more natural to me. It feels good. So if you're still listening, hell yeah, let's do this. But anyways, besides that, what's new? I've been intermittent fasting, okay, for the last 5-6 weeks, maybe like a week and a half or a month and a half. And I have lost 15 pounds, dude. A little over 15 pounds simply by eating within my time frame, my eating window. I eat between 2 and 6/7 p.m. I stopped eating late at night. I used to stay up late eating cookies, ice cream, just bags and bags of chips. And just by not eating late at night, the fat melted. I had no abs before. My abs came back. I'm stronger than ever. I have way less depression. Like, I was so depressive before because I was eating late at night. I wasn't digesting the food. I was getting acid reflux. And, your human circadian rhythm is fucked up because you're not because you're eating when you're not supposed to eat. We're not meant to eat late at night like that, okay? We're meant to be sleeping. We're meant to unwind and, or do whatever else you're doing. Do work or do something besides eating. But simply just by doing that, I'm not running like I used to. I'm just lifting weights. Didn't change that too much. Basically the same thing. The only thing I changed is that. And simply by forcing myself to have discipline with my diet or when I eat, not what I eat, it's been directly influencing what I eat because of the discipline. It just is contagious and seeps into other areas of your life. And I've been naturally eating healthier. And I went from 176 to 160. Now, some of you are like, oh, that's so skinny. You're like almost 6 feet. No, I'm just kidding. You guys think I'm 6 feet, but I'm actually 5'10" and a half without shoes. But with shoes, I'm 5'11", and people think I'm 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter. Perspective. But by doing that, by being leaner, and I got pretty good muscle. Look at it. Yeah. For me, like, not bad. If you can see my body without the shirt, this is a large t-shirt, man. I could wear a medium to show it off more, but I don't, man. But I got a little thing. I got a little thing right here. Not bad. Doing my thing. A little chesty chest. I could do way more push-ups now. I could do like 50 straight easily before I could do only 20 when I was like chunkier. And I feel great. I have more energy. Like, you realize you don't need to eat food all the time for energy. You don't need to snack all day. Just especially if you have like an office job, or let's say you're on set doing acting. They got crafties. They got snacks. Don't eat that all day. We're not supposed to eat snacks all day. We were taught that by some BS. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into like this whole food politics thing, but from what I've seen, when I used to snack all day and I thought I had to have multiple meals all day, it's not true, man. Sometimes I'll have one meal in a day because I'm more in tune with my body, because I've been watching a lot of videos and stuff, like these doctors, not like medical doctors that are bought by the big pharma that want to push pills, but the ones that say like, look, diet can change your whole life. And they said sugar is one of the worst things you can eat. And it's true, because sugar makes you more hungry. I used to get like 50% satisfied with dinner, regular meal, just 50% I'm filled. And then the rest of it, I would gorge myself with cookies, chips, sugar, candy, all that, chocolate bars. I get full off of sweets, and I'd still be hungry, and I keep gorging myself, and that's how I got so big. And then you have a sugar crash. But sugar, the more you eat, it makes you hungrier. It doesn't satisfy you. It doesn't fill you. It messes with your brain to make you want to eat more, right? So you gain more weight. So that's a trap of it, right? So ever since doing that, man, I've been losing a ton of weight, and I wasn't trying to lose a ton of weight. I was just trying to. I started to do intermittent fasting because I was getting really depressed, and I was just like, dude, I don't feel good about myself. My career isn't exactly where I'd want to be. I wish I was going further along, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what's the one thing I can control? And the one thing I could control was my body. So I was like, okay, what's wrong with your body at the moment? Well, I'm overweight for who I am. For me, it's overweight. Other people didn't think so, but for me, it was overweight. And I'm eating unhealthy. And yeah, so I was like, all right. And that's what started it. And since doing that, it's discipline in your body, really. I get why Will Smith, and some of you are still like, feel like Will has discredited himself after slapping Chris. But look, Will has still done a bunch of amazing things, okay? And he knows a lot of great things. He's an OG, okay? But Will Smith will talk about how he told one of his people that he's mentoring, before you work with me or I even give you a chance, get a six-pack. If you can't get a six-pack, we're not going to do anything together. We're not going to work together. And I think it was like his nephew or something, right? And his nephew was like, what the hell is Will talking about? Uncle Will. What is he talking about? So he goes and then he does he gets a six-pack. And when he gets a six-pack, he realized, he learned a lot from that. The discipline, the routine, the working when you don't want to work, right? Mental fortitude. And from what I saw in the last video a while ago where he talked about it, he's doing great things now. I think he has his own production company and he's doing very well. But he credits Will Smith for teaching him that. If you don't have control over your body, how the fuck are you going to control other things in your life? And that's what I thought. If I'm out of control in my life, yeah, there's a bunch of like obese comedians and people doing great. Fine. But we're not them, man. And we don't know how much they struggle with other things besides just like they get the money and all that. But what about in their life with their health and then maybe with their family or relationships? Whatever. It doesn't matter, man. We just got to focus on ourselves, dude. And since I lost, and look, my ego was like, oh, you're gonna look too small. It's gonna look like you don't work out. Oh, you're not gonna look massive. Fuck that, dog. You know what I care more about that. More about looking like a beast or a monster walking around in a t-shirt that nobody really gives a fuck about. Maybe some girls, but not really. It's mostly guys that are like, wow, good job. You know what matters more? Peace of mind and sense of self. And a lot of that comes from controlling your body. And I know I went on a whole rant about this, but it's because I'm excited because in just a month and a half, less than 2 months, I've seen a drastic change in my mentality, in my emotional stability due to diet and exercise, but mostly just diet, mostly not overeating. Most of us eat when we're bored or to socialize. We don't eat because we need to eat. These are things we have a choice of. And I was addicted. It was so hard. I was addicted to sugar. I would get headaches. I had brain fog for the first 2 weeks. I almost quit. It was so hard to not eat late at night and eat all this sugar and the chocolate bars, the Snickers, the Twix, everything, because I used it to self-soothe myself. I used it to get dumb. You know when you get food coma? Yeah, sometimes it feels good because then you just like veg out and you go, and you watch Netflix and then hours pass and you're like, oh man, and you feel bad because you didn't do any work or your side projects and you're like, you know what? I guess I got to go to bed and feel this shitty, and then you do the same thing over and over, next day, and then la 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 la. And I just kind of got tired of that. Like, I don't want to imagine myself doing that again for the next couple of years and then hit 40. Like, come on, man. And then I don't reach my potential with my dreams. I don't know, dude. And here's the thing I want to talk about too, okay? Happiness, success. I've been looking so much at other people and what they've been doing, people that are much bigger than me, and comparing myself to them. And it's been making me feel really bad. But we really have to redefine what happiness and success truly means to each one of us as individuals. Okay? Just because one person is like a celebrity and let's say they're an actor in Hollywood, in Marvel movies, doesn't mean they have everything perfect. A lot of celebrities off themselves. Anthony Bourdain, Chester, from the lead singer from Linkin Park, and then Chris Cornell, right? People off themselves all the time. People are miserable. People get sad. We're humans. So every time we look at other people's things, then it makes us feel like we're just not good enough. These people may have everything, right? Not the ones I said in particular, but a lot of these people, they may have everything great on paper with money and all that, but they may not have the family right. They may have kids that don't love them because they were gone the whole time, just pursuing their dreams and didn't care about the wife or they're divorced. All these things, man. But there's things there's always opportunity cost, and we have to always choose what we want to do, and we always have to sacrifice. But we also have to put time in for the things that matter, and a lot of it's like escapism, right? Chasing just money could be escapism. Maybe it's easier to chase money and become a millionaire than talk to your sister that you have an estranged relationship with, even though deep inside you want to work on it, but you're afraid and you're too stubborn to do it. So you just want to be rich and flex on everybody. So you're miserable. And then you overdose. Who knows? Right? So a huge thing that's been happening for me in the last year, 2022, was just going through a lot of ups and downs, a lot of just avoiding myself and then feeling guilty and shaming myself. And then just, you have to hit these walls when you hit the wall and you hit the quote unquote rock bottom of your life at whatever moment that is, there's a mirror in the rock bottom. There's a little pool, a shallow pool of water in the rock bottom. And if you're able to face that bottom and you look down, you can look in the reflection and face what's really going on. And then you can start to talk to yourself about what's got to change. Or you keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper until you're so far gone you don't even have enough light above to shine that reflection back down on you from the water, the still water at your feet. So yeah, man, bitterness is a real thing, especially in comedians. I was talking to my friend who's been in the game for like 20, 30 years, and he talks about the bitterness in comics. A lot of just sadness, a lot of just hatred that comes from within us because we just don't feel like we're up to par, and then we see our friends get bigger than us and all these things. And I just don't want to live that way, man. I don't want to live that way where, oh, I wish I started earlier. I wish I did this. I wish I had that. You can't wish. You can wish all you fucking want, but you can wish yourself to the grave. And I don't want to do that. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my life and still do my best and just be able to, when I'm on my deathbed, just think about what I've done and still have some pride in who I am and have my loved ones around me. And you know what? That might not even happen. You know, there's a lot of us that are not fortunate enough to be on our deathbed knowing we're going to go and then peacefully go away with our loved ones around us. A lot of us, we pass away in accidents or we get a heart attack, you know, and then we die alone, unfortunately. So those type of things happen, man. I think, you know, I just felt like I really wanted to make this all, fun time. Yeah. That type of stuff, but in this podcast. But look, this is what's been happening, man. I've been doing a lot of reflecting. And it's funny enough. It's funny because like the thing that really made me snap out of this helpless feeling and just that life sucks, it was the dance lessons. I wasn't going to take that dance class. My friend, China, she texted me 10 hours before the class. I didn't respond for 8 hours when she's like, are you going to come? I didn't, because I was going to make an excuse, but I knew if I didn't do it at that moment and I have an excuse, I'm going to forever be a bitch and I'm going to run from things that I need to face head on. Because, dude, it's not always just about like when you get the thing that makes you feel good, man. We got to get used to just when they say it's a journey. I understand why they say it's a journey, because we just care about from point A to point B and then point B to point C. But the in-betweens, the in-betweens of point A and point B and point B and point C, there's a lot of in-betweens. And if you're not letting yourself enjoy that, including the work within those points, you're going to be miserable. You're going to quit. You're going to become bitter and hateful. And I just don't want to do that, man. I hate it. I hate catching myself in those moments where I'm just lost in that shit. And I'm not even just talking about comedians, just people in general. We get caught up in that, man. So I just feel like, you know, life is so fragile, dude. We just got to live, man. We just got to live. By the way, even though I'm intermittent fasting, I still eat what the fuck I want at times. I eat ice cream sometimes, but it's just not a whole lot. I eat like a cookie or two. I enjoy myself. I get in and out. I get burgers and fries. You know, I just don't eat a whole lot of it frequently, but I eat it. Okay? I'm not being like a little health Nazi here. I live my motherfucking life, dog. Live your life. YOLO doesn't mean taking yourself to the grave and not respecting your body. All right? Enjoy your body. Everybody. Yeah. I got to talk about this. So after I go pee or poo at home, I flush the toilet using my foot. I use my big toe to press the flusher. And when I talk to people about it, they got a problem with it. They go, that's disgusting. And I'm like, that disgusts you? How does that disgust you? Then using your hand and touching your poo-poo hands on the flusher? Do you even disinfect the flusher? You with your poo-poo hands? Huh? I'll be using my big toe. Like that. What? And some of you wear shoes in the house and still think what I do is disgusting, flushing it with my feet, and you step outside into the dangerous world of dog dookie and everything on the floor and the sidewalk, and you walk in that and it dries up and you bring those dog dookie crumbles into your home and you say, I'm disgusting? Dog, I walk barefoot in this house, homie. All right? We keep it real in here, all right? Trill. That's how we do it. But you be hating on me because I don't want to wear, because I like using my toe? What's so wrong with that? It's quicker, right? And sometimes, okay, I'll admit it. Sometimes after I pee, I use my toe so I don't got to wash my hand. Oh, sorry. There it is. But if I'm cooking for people or if I got to shake people's hands, I'll do it. But if I'm by myself here at the house, who cares? Who cares? I'm not like, oh, but you touch your wiener. Dude, I'm not going around like just stroking it and just caressing it. No. I go pull pants. Whoop, 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 whoop. It's like a whoop, whoop. Like an elephant trunk, just whoop, whoop. Not big as it, but it just does that. Whatever. Who cares? Let it happen. Let it happen. Stop fighting it. I remember how these one roommates that thought it was so disgusting that I would throw poopy toilet paper into a trash can in the bathroom. And some of you, I know you heard this and you go, that's disgusting. But let me explain why I did it at that house. Because that flushing toilet was so weak, it would back up if you throw toilet paper in there. And they think I'm disgusting. So you'd rather shove toilet paper down there and then have to have overflow, risking dookie water spilling out into the floor and then down the stairs and then down into your living room onto carpet? And if not it's not carpet, hardwood floor everywhere? No, dude. And you have to do more work. No. That's more practical to me, okay? And I had a whole debate with my former roommates about this. And I was like, guys, it makes absolute sense. They're like, you're weird. I'm like, how's that weird? How is that more disgusting than letting it overflow and get bad? Okay? You can get those the little thingies with the trash cans with the little flipper thingy. Okay? All right? That's all I'm saying, man. Look, if that toilet was stronger, I would be flushing it down every day, all day. But I was thinking about the roommates and the plumber and then the pipes and then the money and everything. You got to think about these things, man. Now, if you're somebody that does that, I got to know. If you'd be throwing it away in a trash can because you understand what it's like to have a weak toilet flusher, let me know, okay? Let me know. Let's get real about it. Let's talk about it. And then we can connect and then we can just be better. We can just be better community about that. I feel like we're the unsung heroes because we be looking out. How many of you have had to plunge a dirty ass poopy bathroom because the poo-poos, because your toilet paper, because you don't know how to wipe your ass right, okay? And I bet you a ton of you that's talking crap about me about putting in a trash can in my poop papers. I guarantee you guys don't even know how to wipe your ass right, okay? I guarantee you that. Wipe your ass right. Do it correctly. Use some baby wipes or some water. Or if it's that nasty and it's all over and you got mud butt, go to the shower. Use a little bar of soap. Go clean that butt crack. Okay, stop going around. There's a lot of girls I hooked up with. Not a lot. I don't want to say a lot because it wasn't most of them, but I would say there was a fifth of these girls, 1/5 of these girls that I hooked up with. Man, you guys do not know how to wipe your butt at all. I don't know. Like, do you not feel it? Do you not realize that you have mud butt and then when things get moist when you're hooking up and then it gets re-wets it and then we could smell it? Do you realize that sometimes in the car you can leave a dookie stain and I have to clean it and I could smell it and it stinks the car up? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or sometimes it gets on the bed sheets. Like, please just tell me you have to go shower or something, or if you want a baby wipe or if you want to stop by a bathroom, just let me know, man. This is like the poopy butt. And I know guys be doing some crazy things like that too, because I talk to my homegirls tell me, look, I'm not trying to make it about race, but a lot of my homegirls that hook up with white dudes, they say a lot of white guys don't wash their ass correctly. They just let the water drip down in the shower thinking it cleans it, and then they dry off. Dude, do you not realize when you towel off like that without putting your finger in your butt crack with the soap and all that, you just re-wet the dookie and you got that dookie on your towel? That's why some of you think you have body odor, and it's not body odor. You just rubbed your old dookie stains all over your body. Do you realize that? Guys, you got to realize that. Fellas, hygiene. Fix it, dude. Fix it for your girl, man. Fix it for every girl that is doing her job, that is just showing love to you with her mouth. Respect the woman, man. Respect them, or the guy, or whoever is doing it to you. Respect the people. Do you know how thankful I am every time somebody gives me fellatio? I look down and I'm like, I can't believe you're doing this. Thank you. That's how I feel every time. I'm just like, God. I kiss the top of their head. Thank you. And I do that. I have done that. I like rub their head a little bit, caress their head, play with their hair a little bit. Like, God, you're so beautiful. Thank you. They don't have to do that. That's like my favorite thing in the world. Is mouth. If somebody put their mouth on my pocky stick, it's my favorite thing in the world, man. Pocky stick. Yeah, pocky stick action. I'm so grateful. I feel whenever I get that, I feel like a orphan that's at a toy drive, and then somebody gives me a Power Ranger. I'm like, wow, Green Ranger. That's what I feel like. So thank you to every girl out there that's done that for me. I really have to thank you. You know, because if you think about a sex and hooking up and dating, you can't do that alone unless you're like in Japan and you marry a video game character or a body pillow, anime body pillow like some of these dudes do. But you know, to each their own. But I don't want that for my own. But yeah, you need another person, or some of you, multiple people. It doesn't matter. Look, you can't, it's not alone. We're in this together. We're all in this together. That's why freaking High School Musical made that stupid song. We're all in this together. And I never watched it, so I don't know how to sing more than that. But I sing that song, and when a girl says she likes High School Musical, she's like, yeah, I watched that growing up. And I go like, wow, yeah, we're all in. And then I sing that, and then they go like, oh my God, haha, dang, you liked it. I was like, haha, yeah, I don't know. I don't really lie, but I go, oh, and they go like, remember that part where Zac Efron did blah, 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 and he dribbled the ball? And I was like, yeah, dude, he dribbled it so good. He did that with the shoes. I made that all up. I made all of it up. I never watched High School Musical. I just said that because I want you to like me. I'm a liar. Anyways, guys, it looks like we had a good time today. I want to start getting more in touch with you guys. I want to start making this more of a podcast where, you know, it's more interactive in a way. So if you have any, I'm going to set up some systems, but for now, if you have any questions or you want me to answer some things, email mikekimcomedy@gmail.com or setbreakerpod@gmail.com. Okay, setbreakerpod, P-O-D, @gmail.com with anything. And in terms of voice memos, if you want to leave me a voice message, leave a voice message using the in a DM at the Setbreaker on Instagram. The Setbreaker. Yeah. Is that the podcast? Let me see that right now. Yeah, let me see this. Hold on a minute. I texted this girl to hang out, and then she'll respond later. You know, sometimes when you like text these girls and then you wait. Actually. Ooh, yeah, the Setbreaker. That one. Go to that. So it'll be fun, man. Yeah, send me things. I want to answer. I want to do these things, okay? Yeah. And make sure to follow make sure to follow the podcast Instagram at the Setbreaker. Follow the Instagram. Go to the YouTube. That's where I post things to. YouTube at mikekimcomedy. All those things, man. Let's get back into it. I feel happy to create again. I feel back in the zone. I just feel good again, man. I'm just trying to enjoy this, man. No more crazy pressure. I just want to do this. Let's just go. Let's do it. And I'm grateful to all of you that have stuck by my side to this day. Thank you very much. You're a real one. I love you. I'll see you next time. Let's go. 2023, baby. Let's do our best. Ups and downs. That's part of life. Don't beat yourself up. Things happen, okay? You're all right. You're all right. Just keep going. Things get better. I love you.